guys, Susan here. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. I do a variety of videos, all kinds of different topics. I like to share my knowledge and experience with everybody out there, and if I can show you how to do something, I'd like to do that. And I do all kinds of product reviews, tell you whether it's worth the money or not. And yeah, one of the things I'm into is books. Today's video is about my 2020 Goodreads reading challenge and how that's going so far and what I'm going to finish out the year reading. There is 91 days and 14 hours left according to Goodreads for this challenge. And I have currently read 29 books out of the 20 that I pledged to read. So my challenge is marked as done, completed. This is the 5th year of doing this challenge for me, and normally I don't quite make it. 38 out of 40, 37 out of 40, 19 out of 20. I don't quite get there. Last year I did 17 books out of the 15 that I pledged to read. This year I set the goal as 20, figuring, oh, that's, you know, that's a pretty good goal. I am very busy with YouTube and life and everything, so I don't normally get a lot of time to read, but this year, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, I've had a lot of time to read, so I've got well over my 20. I've stacked them all here. Well, I say all, but there are 4 ebooks that are not on the table that I read on my iPad. And there was one book that I borrowed from my church library that I had to return, so it's not on the table either. So add 5 to all of this, right? I've kind of separated them into different categories. They're not in the order that I read them, obviously. This year, 2 different authors sent me their books for a review, and I was thrilled to get them. Have a look on my channel. There is a search bar right above my videos, and you can just punch in the titles. I will put all the titles of the books in the description box below in case you're wondering which exact books I've read. But you can punch the title into the search box to see if I've done a review on it yet. But I was really thrilled to get the novel from each of these authors, and they take a pride of place on my bookshelves. And I will return to these and read them down the road once the memory of them has faded a little more. Right now I remember everything I read in them, and that's not one to reread. I have, of course, most of my books that I read this year were by my favorite author, Stephen King. This is an exception. This is, I read the Long Walk, and that is in this, the Bachman books, 4 early novels by Stephen King. And a group I'm on Facebook with, Stephen King related, they were talking about the Long Walk, and I was like, I haven't read that in a while. So I went back and I got it in this compilation. But there is a separate book you can get, and anything that I can't show you on here, I will put a picture up and let you see the cover, and you know, so you can relate to what I'm talking about. But the rest of these physical, I've read all of these this year. Some of them for the second time, some I've read twice. Some are new, like If It Bleeds. I ordered that, pre-ordered that through Amazon, and actually got it delivered to me ahead of the scheduled release date, which was awesome. I also sampled some of his son Joe Hill's books, Strange Weather, Heart-Shaped Box, and Nosfara 2. Some of them are just like mind-blowing, and I really enjoyed pretty much all of them. There were a few that were a struggle to get through, but I did, and I'm glad I did. Some of them I got from Dollar Tree for $1.25 each, and they're over here, like Haunted and Paper and Fire and Little Monsters and The Assistants. Those were all Dollar Tree books. A couple of Jodi Picoult books, Keeping Faith and Mercy. There were quite a few. The ebooks that I can't show you here physically because they're on my iPad are the Purgatorium, The Liars Club, and My Sister's Lies. Those are all excellent books. The Liars Club is a memoir. I'm reading a lot of memoirs now because I'm writing my own memoir, and I need to know how to structure the book. It's all obviously very individualized and personal because your memoir is your story, and it usually revolves around a theme and what you hope to pass along through telling your story. So I read The Liars Club. This is the second go at it. I actually finished it this time, and I got a lot more out of it this read through. But the other memoir I read is Stephen King's On Writing, a memoir of the craft. This one is full of information he gives you on writing. Talks about a toolbox and having it complete with enough tools but light enough to carry with you so you can use them wherever you go. If you put too many tools in there, it becomes unwieldy and you can't take it wherever you go, and it's too cumbersome. So I got a lot of information from this one, and I refer to it often. Simply because it also tackles the subjects of grammar and what his personal feelings are on writing. And I enjoy reading this one. And it gives you a peek into his life, which is fascinating to me. Anyway, what I am going to finish out this year with, as I said, 91 days, 14 hours left. I am finishing off the year. There might be another book or two beyond this, but currently I am reading two. One is the ebook Pandemic, The Extinction Files by A.G. Riddle. Just felt like it was, had to read it this year because of the pandemic, right? But it is to deal with... it's like an Ebola kind of, they don't know what it is and they're trying to search it out, and they send out the team from the CDC and Department of Defense and WHO, you know, the World Health Organization, all the main players that are in real life in charge of infectious diseases. That is really interesting so far because there is a story running through behind it, but you also see the what they go through and what the steps are that they take to chase down the virus and get to the index case or the patient zero, and how to stop the pandemic and the outbreak. So that's kind of interesting to me. It's on my ebook, and the other one I'm reading currently, and I'm just starting it out, so I have read this before, but this year I've started it again. And it is Stephen King's The Stand, the complete and uncut edition by Doubleday Printing. And so far I am, let's see, this far. There is a big chunk to go. This book is huge, 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 huge. It is 1,153 pages. And the main stand that came out was much shorter, like 400 pages almost shorter. And I took this on mainly because the original one that was put out was based on editing decisions that the publishing company wanted done because of marketing and that kind of thing. And Stephen King wants this as well out there for those of us constant readers that want to know what he would have liked to present to us. This is done later. It was reissued after the smaller one. And I am thrilled to read this because it goes into a lot more detail with the characters, fleshes out the situations, etc. Those 400 pages, they had some really valuable information that the original story missed. So I'm glad I have this copy and the shorter version in my collection. But I figured this is also pandemic kind of related. He talks about a outbreak called Captain Trips, and this decimates the population and does all kinds of things to society, and it's kind of pandemic related. So I figured, well, this is kind of a story that a lot of us CRs are taking on in 2020 because of the pandemic. So I'm going to start it. So anyway, that is going to take me a while to finish. And the one on the ebook on the iPad is, I think it's somewhere in the range of 700 pages. So it is pretty chunky too. But that is where I'm going to finish off this year. As I said, it might have like 1 or 2 books beyond that, but that's a lot to read still. 91 days, 14 hours left, and I can't read 24 hours a day. So, anyway, that's how the Goodreads challenge is going for me this year. Excuse me. That is not COVID, by the way. That is asthma. Anyway, I'd be interested to know if you're a reader, who's your favorite author? Drop me a comment below, and I would love to talk to you in the comments about all things books. And if you want other books on my channel, that is the playlist, All Things Books. You'll find all of my book-related videos in that playlist. So I'll link that in the description box as well, or you can look on my channel. It's right there on the main page on my playlist. You'll see it. So thanks very much for watching, and happy reading. Bye for now.